what a dead battery sounds like, and more importantly, what it makes you feel like. There's that kind of shock and awe where it's like, okay, great, now what do I do? Do I call, you know, that towing service? Do I call my friend? Do I call a neighbor? Do I rely on the help of strangers? This is actually so much more than something that is gonna jumpstart your car without the aid of a friend, without the aid of an outlet, without the aid of a towing company. We've all had that feeling, whether it's in Florida where we run our air conditioners, you know, or a car is sitting in a hot sun and the sun is eating that battery. Or I used to go to work at Minnesota Public Radio at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's nothing more fun in 60-degree below weather when you hear, never, ever, ever have to hear that again. And more importantly, this is a 3-in-1. So if you were just getting the jump start for this kind of purchase price, it'd be awesome. But you can charge your cell phone, you can charge your tablet, you can charge your computer. It is genius. Carly's gonna give us all the details. Hello, my friend.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here. So just like Shannon was saying, right? Gone are the days where you have to use something like this. It's probably somewhere in your trunk buried. And if you even know how to use it, you have to rely on the kindness of strangers to try to help you. Well, you do not have to do that in an emergency situation anymore, because with our 12,000 milliamp jump starter, you are going to be able, your loved one is going to be able, your kids as they're going off to college and learning how to drive, they are going to be able to get themselves on the road very quickly. So what I'm gonna do.
Right, so Carly's gonna show us, instead of this, right, the cables, you can do this inside the comfort, the safety, and the warmth of your vehicle.
Yep.
You're gonna be able to jump start this car?
Yes, so I'm gonna show you guys that the battery is completely dead. You don't hear any noise?
Nope.
No noise, right?
Nope.
All right.
Click.
So I'm gonna hop out here, and I'm gonna show you just how simple this is to use, okay? So right here, we have our jump starter with the cables plugged into it, okay?
Gotcha.
So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my black to my black, which is my negative to my negative. Now, one of the things I want to let you guys know is that these are actually double insulated with reverse polarity technology, which means that they're basically foolproof. So if you don't really know how to use jumper cables, you're worried you're going to hurt your battery or something like that, it's going to actually tell you. It's going to tell you if you have it hooked up the wrong way. So I'm going to put my red to my red. Get a nice connection here. Go ahead and turn it on, and these 4 LED lights right here mean that it's juiced up and it is ready to go. I'm gonna hop back in my car, and you're gonna see that this is going to instantaneously.
Do all this on your own. It's not like, okay, I gotta back the car out, I've gotta call a towing service. All right, you saw earlier when Carly tried this, it was completely dead. Ah, look at that! Oh, that's great! Okay, that is the sound of happiness.
That is the sound of your loved one getting back on the road and not needing to rely on anyone else. I gotta say, I'm gonna turn this off, guys, and disconnect. I love this particularly as a female because sometimes we might be intimidated in that emergency situation, not really sure what to do. For sure. In fact, all we ask you to do is to pick your color of choice, and it's also a flashlight, which I think is dynamic. You know, I was saying a 3-in-1, it's really like a 4-in-1. And it's, you know, it goes with the theme of preparedness today. You want to have that flashlight in your emergency kit.
And I love how compact this is. I've told this story before, but when I went to college, I think one of the most thoughtful and loving gifts my dad ever got me is he got me like an emergency road kit for my car, because my parents' farm was almost 3 hours from where I went to college, and I did a lot of those long, treks, especially in Fargo, North Dakota. It gets very cold. It's easy for those batteries to die, easy for the batteries to die in the hot weather as well. So we're never exempt from having a dead battery. What's really great about this is it puts you literally in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
It's a 12,000 amp jump starter. And remember, it's so much more than just a jump starter. The flashlight, to me, this is almost like your emergency, touring kit, whether you're panicking because your battery is dead or whether you're panicking because the battery on your cell phone is dead.
Which in today's age is actually just as scary as when your car dies.
It is.
We're all always plugged in constantly.
For sure.
And I gotta tell you, I was actually, in town, Gasparilla is a really big thing.
Yes.
Right? And I was out with my girlfriends all day this weekend, right? All day on Saturday. And everyone's phones were dying. And they were panicking. They weren't exactly sure what to do, right? Well, this has dual USB chargers in it. And they're 2.1 amps which basically means that they are fast charging.
Oh, yeah.
So they're actually going to be able to charge your cell phones, your tablets quickly, and you don't have to, you know, try to run and find some place to charge your phones.
Right.
So we were plugged in the whole day. We were having a great time. We didn't have to worry about getting anywhere to plug in our phones.
Yeah, well, and see, that's just it. It's those kind of convenience features that really pay for itself. So pick your color of choice. We've got, I'm just gonna scoot over this way. It's a little easier for me to see from this angle. Love that orange. These are kind of college colors. Beautiful purple, there's our blue. Are we calling these like a chevron print, Steve, do we know? We've got, it looks like our florals, looks like kind of a chevron, and then black. There's your gray, there's your red. They look so uber stylish. So black, silver, okay, oh, blue floral, pink floral, and then oh, pink geo and then blue geo. That's what I was calling the chevron print. So what's really wonderful about this is, to me, it's one-step shopping. You know, just like you shouldn't turn over your keys to your kids without, of course, car insurance or a license to drive, you shouldn't turn over your keys to your kids without having something like this in your motor vehicle. And it's just such a smart purchase. If the only thing this did was jump start your car, it would pay for itself over and over again. And Carly, I remember those days where everybody's calling that towing service at the same time. Like in Minnesota, when it's 60 degrees below zero, guess what? You're not the only one they have to get to. And then you get the thing, it's like, oh, well, I think we can be there in the next 2 to 3 hours. In the meantime, you're stranded in, you know, off the side of the road or in some
no heat in your car.
No heat in your car.
You're cold.
Or you're supposed to be at work 2 hours ago.
Exactly.
And you're on their time and their dime. Now there is no waiting, no, there is no wanting, and now there's also no worrying. Those cables, and actually, I'm just gonna pick them up for a second if I can. I still, you know, I need to get rid of these things. I moved from Minnesota over 20 years ago. I still have jumper cables in my garage. It's like I don't know why, because I never figured out how to use them even when I lived in Minnesota.
They are intimidating, and again, you need someone else in order to use them.
That freaks me out.
I don't want to talk to people that I don't know necessarily all the time,
And then, God forbid, if they put it on the wrong thing, it sparks, and then you think you're going to blow your engine up. Okay, so Carly's going to show you. Basically, here's the alternative. So you get in the vehicle, and you know it's cold. You want to get to work. You want to get home. You forgot to go out in the middle of the parking lot and start your car in the middle. Okay. Wah, wah, wah.
That's the sound that you don't want to hear. The sound of nothing. The sound of a car not starting, right?
Exactly. Okay, you go from that, and Carly, I think the other thing is too, it's a really easy setup too,
Super easy. I mean, honestly, it's almost in less than a minute you can get you or your loved one back on the road.
Right.
So again, we're just going to connect our black to our black, which is our negative to our negative, and your red to your red, which is your positive to your positive. You see again that it's telling you have it hooked up the right way. You don't have to worry about having sparks go anywhere or hurting your battery. We're going to turn it on. Blue lights mean that we're good to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop back in the car.
And again, notice Carly's able to do all of this on her own. You know, she doesn't need any assistance. Like I said, the sound of happiness.
Exactly. That does make me very, very happy. And another cool thing is that you have a hookup that you can use things that you would typically charge in your car.
Sure.
So we have a 12-volt hook up to it. So like, say you pull that spare out, right? And it doesn't have enough air in it.
Yeah.
And well, now you can use this via our DC hookup.
Sure.
And you can even inflate your tire.
Great. Blow up a beach ball, you know, blow up a football, whatever it might be.
Or take it camping with you. You can blow up air mattress, anything like that.
Why not? And remember, it's so small and portable and compact. Oh, you know what? It's actually lighter than I thought it would be.
It's light. I have small hands. Yeah. This is basically like the size of my hand. I mean, today, this is almost the size of your cell phone.
Yeah, actually, it really is. And it's not, even if you just travel with it, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but if you're in that restaurant, maybe you're making business calls all day. A lot of our team just got back from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and these things are like gold around something like that, because people are using their cell phones and their tablets and their connected devices all day long, and Lord forbid if something runs out of juice, I mean, that could be a lost deal at stake. You know, or it could be just something as simple as I want to be able to get home and tuck the kids into bed, and if your car's not starting, you want to talk about a major bummer. Now, I have to say, and I asked Carly about this earlier, this is so small, it's almost deceiving in terms of how powerful it really is, right?
Absolutely, it is definitely deceiving. So what we took is versus that big clunky battery that you would typically have in a car, right? And we're gonna see just how strong that battery is, right?
Right.
So it's reading out about 12.21 right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the same things, go over here, and test the strength of our jump starter.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
It's actually stronger than that giant car battery right now.
Crazy.
Guys, this is like having a battery in the palm of your hand. You're going to be able to charge your cell phones and your tablets and devices multiple times over, and you're gonna have the added bonus, the key feature of being able to jump your car and having other big key things like a flashlight built into it. We're used to these sorts of things, right?
They're clunky.
You know, not that bright. Well, you have this wonderful LED light in here.
That's sharp.
And it even has an SOS on it if you want to.
If you're changing a tire or something.
Exactly.
I mean, kind of alerts people.
In the dark when you're alone and you need something to illuminate, right? This is something that you want to keep in your emergency kit at all times.
You know, it's really kind of that peace of mind. And of course, it dovetails beautifully with our preparedness event, highlighted, of course, by our today's special that's coming up in Encore in just a few moments. If you are the least bit tempted, whether you've got a young person on the road, maybe you're on a road for the living. Maybe you're a long distance, truck driver. Maybe you haul, construction materials. Maybe you're a real estate agent. Maybe you just are a busy mom or dad. It seems like our cars become our mobile offices. Last thing you want to be doing is stuck in that car line with the parents behind you honking the horn because all of a sudden that car battery went dead. I really would love for you to make that investment. Just like we have car insurance, just like we have health insurance, this is peace of mind insurance. If the only thing that you use this was to jump start your car, and we'll have time to show you that demonstration one more time, it would pay for itself. But then think of it as a mobile power station. So your cell phone, your tablet, your computer, it's a flashlight, and it's really kind of a power hub. Plus it has that car volt adapter, so if you have like a little mini compressor for beach balls or tires or what have you. So Carly, again, here's that dead battery. Click.
We hear nothing.
Click.
And again, in a very short period of time, you're going to be able to get yourself back on the road.
Yep. And again, it's so funny because they were to have me start it, and I'm like, well, first of all, you don't want me touching your car, period. You want to talk about blowing something up? But, Carly is doing this on her own. I mean, this is what you would be doing. If you were on your own, you can see she doesn't have to flag down help. She doesn't have to, worry about, okay,
and
where do I hook this?
And this is how simple it is.
Yeah,
you can do this